Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. I'm back. I'm better with my favorite show right now. Okay? Simple, easy. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hype the video, and click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. Come on! Theme song. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a ducky bow, ducky yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. And I did hear my thing that needs batteries. I heard it, y'all. I just gotta get the maintenance people over here. So bear with me and leave me alone about it in the comments. Thanks. Simple. All right, y'all. Let's get into Love Cabin. So we are introduced to the twins. I just feel like all the new flames, all three of them, they alright. They not all that. They alright. Not not really what I was thinking. I definitely thought they was gonna be a lot finer. The white guy and the black girls, I definitely thought they was gonna be a lot cuter. But it was like, oh, okay, everybody look alright. Now, obviously, as y'all know, Ray J ends up recoupling everybody. So let's talk about the recoupling. So Bria and John, I wasn't really too much tripping off. I'm like, okay, cool. I got something to say about John a little later, but I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because I did want her to break away from Trap. I wanted to see if she did something else, like besides him, or could she connect with somebody else besides him. All right, Nisa and Mikeal, not necessarily do I want Nisa to be with Mikeal, but I did want Nisa to break off from Brian. Okay, I definitely think that she she has closed herself off from this experience by being with somebody that nobody's stunned. He just kind of there with his Bible. I'm over him. Camo and Desi, I was kind of over this. Camo, as y'all know, I really want him to go home. Camo is just a 304 at his finest. He ain't trying to find love. He just there to see who all he can hook up with. For real. Hook up with some acne clean and clear. Thank you. Thanos and Kiera. Now, I like Kiera. I was happy that her and Ice end up getting together later on in the episode. But Thanos, him, oh well. I already tried to explore that, but he really not into her. And I'm like, Thanos, no shade. You're right under, like, right before Brian, to be honest. Like, nobody's really thinking about Thanos like that. Like, he there, but he got a lot of sassy ways to me. And like I said, he there. He is nice looking, but personality wise, he's a little dry to me. And he can definitely be in the background very easily. Brian and Athena, um, girl, what is going on here? They just throwing Athena with anybody at this point. And then Trap and Sheila. Trap was happy, Sheila was happy, but Sheila, I don't really take serious anymore. At one point in time, I don't know what day it was last week, but I was watching like clips of her and Ray J. I take nothing that she says seriously. She is truly a clown to me. She be talking all this, hit Desi, like did the most. It still is doing the most on these episodes, playing like she got standards like that. And in real life, Ray J is clowning her. Like, she is the content for Ray J all the time. The way they did her on the Breakfast Club, I thought that was hilarious. Like, I don't feel bad for her. She did all this on the show, popping it. I have standards. I'm this, I'm that, but crying on his little screen, like, very annoying. Later on in the scene, the girls end up going to the glam room, and I'm trying to figure out, what is going to be the camera angle with this glam room, because that glam room is very small. They got to start chopping off some of the girls too. Honestly, now they need to start chopping off a few more of them. I'm not gonna lie, we're going a little slow with the eliminations, but the girls feel as though the twins is no competition. Nobody's really necessarily worried about the twins, and I agree. I feel the same way. Like I said before, Ice nor the twins really brought anything to me as far as like first appearance or attractiveness. They are cool, but you don't think that your man finna get stole by none of them. So we move on to the next day and we see Desi get out of bed with Mikeal and Nisa. I'm like, okay, as you should. Go back in the bed with your mans. I know that's right. So Thanos ends up asking John, will he end up spinning on any of them if they get into it? Now, I did put in my notes that, we seen in the trailer that Thanos was like, I'm gonna put a head out on your lot or whatever. And I think he was absolutely talking about John. I definitely think that him and John get into it later on in the season. So I think that's crazy that he ended up asking John that out of everybody. Because like I said, my prediction is that him and John get into it later on in the season. And Brie is really messing with John. You know, they were talking about the foreign and everything. And it seems like she really into John. Now, to an extent, I don't think that she's that into John. But to another extent, I would prefer her to be into John than into Trap. I just feel as though Trap has been passed around. And even though Bree seemed like a cool girl, she not really giving like she's super thirsty. It's giving like she go with the wind, like it is what it is. I'm glad that she's not over here just like waiting to exhale when it comes to Trap. I'm glad that she's trying to just enjoy her experience with whoever pick her and who she picks, in my opinion. Kiara is looking at the new flame, and I'm happy for her. As y'all know, in one of my videos I did like a week or two ago, I told y'all I went back and watched the trailer, and her and Ice do end up getting together. So I am happy that they did not kick her off in the first like elimination that they had. I'm glad that she was not kicked off because I definitely wanted her out of some of the girls to find love. So they go in the glam room and Nisa ends up asking Athena, like, did she spoon Brian? Girl, Brian, be for real, girl. Nobody even picked Brian to have a crush on, a kiss, or nothing. Like, nobody was thinking about Brian. Nobody stand Brian, babes. Your man is secure. He is safe. I promise. Desi ends up telling the girls how Kamo was trying to make moves on her. He touched her neck, then he touched her hip, and then he told her, "Can we just cuddle for 30 minutes?" I'm glad she got to bed with him. He's so annoying to me. I told y'all that I really don't like Kamo. I definitely want them to eliminate him at this point because he kind of just there looking a mess, tall, standing around, teeth. You know, it's a lot going on. Now, for a while now, Mikeal has been saying that he thinks that all the guys are taking his niceness for weakness. So, you know, now he's starting to check a lot of things that they saying, which I do like. I'm glad that, you know, he is taking up for himself and he not necessarily letting them punk him. I'm glad that he is doing that. So he ends up checking Camo, saying like, you know, we had a conversation. And to me, I think it's more about the conversation than Desi. I think he felt like Kemo was gonna be a man of his word, and the fact that Kemo was not a man of his word pissed him off and irritated him because he you know talked to him about it. It'd be different if they didn't have a conversation, but they did have a conversation. So he checking him. He like, you know, you weren't even gonna get that. You weren't even finna get the butterbean. Like, no. But you touching her neck, you know that's my shorty, da da da. I said, ooh, he mad for real. I love that. Kimo like, no, I told you just I wasn't gonna hit or whatever. He was like, but you know, I never said I was gonna float or nothing like that. So I like the fact that, you know, like I said before, he is checking Kimo. He checks shit about Desi or really more so about his manhood. Now they on the bus and basically Sheila and Bree are with their original guys. They end up swapping because they seen that, oh, okay, well, while we with our original guy, we did switch. So John ends up asking Bree, did Trap touch her? Um, John and Trap are bantering back and forth, you know, oh nigga, da, 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 all this, all that. But I think that Bree definitely has Trap paying her a lot of attention. I definitely think that he like Bree for real because Bree is not thirsty to be in his presence. Bree is not doing the most. When she was talking to him, she was talking to him. But you know, now she in my opinion is like unbothered, paying him does. She really not stun him like she once was. And I don't think that Trap is used to that. I don't think he's used to a woman not paying him really any mind. Now, Nisa is talking about Brian in the other van and saying like how Athena spooning him did make her feel away. Girl, shut up. Anyway, like I said before, I want her to explore. I don't want her to just be Brian, Brian, Brian. I believe that she is really saving him from eliminations. And I think if he wasn't here and he got eliminated, it'd be more men on her body. Brian does seem like a all right dude, but he more so just seems safe. And I think both of them are just safe. And that's the only reason why they're here. But it's other men that like her and want to explore her. And I want her to explore other men besides Brian. Like I said, he's just more so there. Now they go to the outing, and something I thought was interesting that Thanos ends up calling Ray J a burnt Smurf. Did y'all hear that too? I don't know. It was some about it. I was just like, okay, noted. So they all start walking down, whatever, everybody picking, blah, blah, blah. They want to know who the twins will pick. And y'all know early on in the episode, John was like, hey, how y'all doing? John is okay. I think he forgets that he's all right looking. He's not all that. He all right. He not, nobody's first pick though. He all right though. So I guess John thought that one of the twins was gonna pick him, and he ends up telling Bree like, I'm still open. I don't want to rob myself of this opportunity. But I think now, even with Bree even being there, everybody is semi comfortable with each other, and everybody knows who they like. I don't think nobody is really checking for John like they probably was in the beginning, or even then. I don't think that nobody really was even checking for him then. No shade. So Ice ends up getting with Kiera, and I love that. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. One of the twins end up go with Camo. I'm like, girl, turn around, girl. Not him, girl. You been bit off with Mikeal, girl. Not bumpity bump, please. Then another girl goes with Trap. Now, again, I am semi over the girls going to Trap. I'm not gonna lie, it got old real quick. Trap is nice looking. He really is nice looking. He's a nice looking dude. Really is. But I'm over the Trap fan base. Like, let it go. But I will say I like the twin, that twin. I like her because immediately she was like, I picked the wrong dude. He got 4 kids. I said, girl, clock. That's my type of girl right there. Cause I was thrown off when they had said that he had 4 kids. I know Desi was like, she stopped really wanting an interest in him at one point. And I think that's when, she found out he was a star. But also too, the kids. The kids firstly would throw me off. The star thing was like, you just something to do. Like I'd just be kiki cackling with you. And I'm not gonna lie, I would put that on my bucket list of life to, try one with a star. I ain't gonna lie. Not recorded, but just, hey, YOLO, you know what I'm saying? With a star or whatever. But take serious. I want to take them serious. So I definitely am with that twin. Now, as they walking down the trail to this hike place or whatever, I know he was trying to give the politically correct answer, but sometimes you just shouldn't speak at all. And to me, this was one of the times. Him saying that Kiara was half black, that counts, and he's working his way up. I was like, what? Awkward. I don't know what he was trying to get from that. We move on to Sheila and Ray J, holding hands and stuff. Baby, Sheila is trying to make it to the top. I don't blame her. Make it to the top and embarrass yourself while you at it. I don't care. I don't mind. She been saying from the beginning that she could get Ray J. She knew she could get Ray J, and she got Ray J. So, whatever comes of that, comes of that. And that's her business. Now they start going through the phones, doing the phone challenge. And Trap got 2 phones. Whoop-de-doo. Y'all should have known that Trap had 2 phones. Like, why would y'all not think he had 2 phones? Now Sheila ends up saying that Trap did not stick up for her because one of the twins was telling Ray J like, you just gonna hand her the phone, you just gonna do it like that, or whatever the case was. To an extent, no shade. The twins should know like you just got here. Why would Sheila not get the phone? Because she been here, longer than you. Why would she not? She just met y'all. But Sheila then thinking that Trap was gonna stick up for her. You don't even stick up for yourself. You be crying on the internet. Girl, bye, boom, bye bye. Kiara then goes into Ice's phone. His phone is boring. Obviously, we kind of already knew that from his face. No shade. Now, Kiara then falls out. I'm glad that she's okay. She fainted. And I'm happy that she's all right. John told me check her blood sugar. I'm like, yeah, check her blood pressure. Check her blood pressure. Now, him just standing there and he's a nurse, I definitely thought was something because why are you just standing there? Yes, they do have medic on the team, but you supposedly is a nurse. Why would you not go over there and make sure she okay? I'm not saying that you need to go full CPR and nurse mode, but you're a nurse. Why would you not go be like, hey, did she eat anything today? Like, to me, that would have turned me on a little more. That would have made me be like, okay, that's a man right there, because he's a nurse. I'm not saying you clocked in, but anyway. So yeah, I just thought he could have did a little more. Thanos' phone, it was jumping. He ended up saying he had a roommate. I was swerve on a whoa. Okay, once I heard roommate, it gave child to me. A roommate is crazy, but he do live in Cali, so it was a little understandable because he does live in Cali. But he ended up saying that he was getting with his roommate, and also he's a rapper. Triple homicide, girl, just let it ride. So in Nisa phone, Nisa is down, baby. She ends up letting us know that she is a star. She participates in star activity, and she is body positive. I love that for her. Now, did I see her being a star? No, not really. Brian don't even care about that. Like, when it came to body positivity, when it came to her being a star, he really didn't care. He was more so worried about that man, talking about her ex. It's giving a little insecure. It's giving a little insecure to me. But again, like I said, I wanted her to weigh her options anyway. I don't necessarily want her to be with Brian. And all Brian is thinking about is another man, nothing else. So insecurity, not something I want to deal with. Now, Trap ends up saying that if she had an OF, he would watch. Me too. I definitely would want to see what it's giving. Now we go through Brief On. Brief On was just giving the same as Anissa. She just not no star, but she definitely had a video in there, baby. And I'm like, oh my god, like they going through everything. John Phone was pretty much boring, like him. That made sense. It gave boring. For him to say that he a nurse and nurses be 304s and all that, he's not a 304 though. Nobody's studying him. Mikeal, one thing I am picking up with him, he don't mind being a side. He loves to play the side position, and I wanted Desi to pick that up. This is the second person that he was like a side to. I know the friend was kind of like telling her feelings or whatever, and he told her no, but it was like, I think one of them was like he had a sneaky link or something, but it just always keeps giving side. Like he has a pattern of just being a side dude, never being the main. So we have something to talk about there. Them wanting Desi to go through his phone and look up Bree name. No, why y'all didn't want John to go through her phone and look up Mikeal name? Like, no. What would she care for? And honestly, they not even interested in the same dude no more. She's moved on to John, and Desi is still with Mikeal. They said it's done. It's done. And I think, for the most part, Mikeal's been honest about how he feels about Desi and his relationship with Bree. But that's all I got for y'all in this video. I love Cabin. It was cool. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite, but it was a okay thing. Like I told y'all before, I'm so excited. I love watching this show. The show is super good to me. It's my fave right now. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye.